Hi, I'm Tara Sue Saluso. I'm so excited to be able to have the chance to meet you and sit down one on one. I'm not getting to meet you. Of course, you're getting to meet me. And you've come here because you've identified with some aspect of that presentation. And therefore, I feel like I know you. And so now you get to know me a little bit better. If you've read my bio, you know I have years of experience working with individuals, organizations, and communities and helping them become better and stronger and have goals and plans and purpose and all of that sort of thing. Um, as a professor, I created my curriculum, and I'm just going to touch on this a little bit because I want you to make sure that you recognize how important it is for you to show up to do this curriculum. So if you are committed to changing your life and buy into this program, buy in emotionally and financially, um, it's important that you do each aspect of the curriculum. You go through it step by step, whether you're doing it on your own or doing it with me or another coach, that you go through every step with purpose and determination and thoughtfulness. Be very, very thoughtful as you go through. The reason I'm saying that is because in the class that I taught to at the university, it was structured very simply. It was a really good course, great information. Um, it wasn't it wasn't a it wasn't a simple course, but it was structured out simply. And I explained it at the beginning of the course that we would have a lesson, we would have a quiz. The next week we would review the quiz, and I would give them all the answers to the quiz. And then at the end of the semester, when we had the final, all the questions from the final or from on the final would be from the quizzes. I wouldn't change anything. So all they had to do was make their corrections on their quizzes and study the quizzes as they were with all the correct answers and then do the final. What's really important to know is that in that class, people got A's. They did, and they loved the class. And there were people that got F's. They may have also enjoyed the class, but they didn't show up. And very often they didn't show up in person. And more often they'd show up, but not really show up. And and it showed in their grades, and the numbers were what the numbers were, and that's what determined their grade. And it's a shame that a student would sign up for a class, and of course in most of those cases the parents are paying for the class, and so they come and do the class um, thinking that it's going to be an easy class. Could have been very easy if they had showed up and done the work, and they didn't show up, and so they weren't emotionally invested in doing the class, where others were emotionally invested. They did want to learn. they did want to understand all the aspects that I was teaching in the curriculum, and they got their A's to show for it. So it's important for you to know that in order for this to work for you, for this to change your life, you have to show up and do the work. That you have to emotionally invest yourself in going through each step of the curriculum, and in order for it to make the changes that are needed in your life to move forward. So that's just a little side note of how important it is that you, if you're going to do this program, that you actually invest yourself in doing this program. Invest yourself, your heart and soul into doing this program. The reason I developed this program is because I had a personal tragedy happen that left me disabled. And I no longer saw myself as the person that had the capabilities to do anything, to jump back from any downfall that came my way, to have that rebound ability. I saw myself as disabled with no hope of anything being possible for me in the future. And that was devastating to me. I really floundered for a few years being in this place of disability and not being able to see my way out of it. At that time, I couldn't walk and could barely talk, couldn't talk on the phone, and I definitely couldn't work in a typical work environment, and I'm still not able to work in a typical work environment. And that's why I created my own work environment. And first it had to start with being able to lift the veil and be able to see myself in a way that a different way, a way that wasn't disabled. And while I still have disabilities that impact my life every single day, I also have a great, vast knowledge of personal development and ways of helping people make a difference in their lives. And when I first decided that I needed to do something different, I dove back into personal development research. I'd done a lot of that in the 80s when I lived in New York before. And when Stephen Covey first came on the scene with First Thing First and the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and First Things First. And I studied with other motivators at the time. And so I started back into researching personal development and the current age, what that looked like now, and realized that I had more to offer than the people that I was coming across, because I had 2 pieces to the puzzle that they didn't have to offer. I have the first piece of self-discovery and the last piece of creating that blueprint and an action plan for moving forward, so that you're not just left feeling motivated and highly excited about how you now feel, but you actually have a way to implement what you've decided you want to implement in your life and developing an action plan to make that possible. So I sat down and took months of creating the curriculum and and then worked with individuals to test it out to see it worked great with me and how I saw myself and what I did in regards to my own plan and please excuse the noise, this is New York City. um, and uh, and I tested it with other individuals to see how it worked with them, and they were astounded and excited and thrilled and empowered, impassioned, and so I launched last year and have worked with hundreds of people since then. A lot of people do the soul centered program on its own, and some people just do the Kickstart program because they just want life coaching and don't want to be don't want to use the curriculum at all. They have an idea of what they want and where they're at, and they've done life coaching before, so they want to have a straight life coaching experience, and that's great. So that's why we offer that Kickstart program. And we've had many people do the wraparound program, which is, of course, my favorite because I get to engage with people that are going through the curriculum and helping them every step of the way. Which is as rewarding for me as I hope it is for each of my students, for each of you. I shouldn't say students, then clients, your clients. And I think of you guys as students. It's hard to take off that teacher hat sometimes. But in coaching mode, I'm definitely a coach and a cheerleader and a taskmaster when I need to be. When you really just need the support of someone that can help you get out of your own way. And that's something that a coach can identify and see as you're going through the curriculum that maybe you can't see for yourself if you were just doing it on your own. And that's why the wraparound program is so much more valuable to do. It has a person that can not lead you down the path, because you need to find your own way down the path, but walk beside you and help you understand each step of the way and help you, challenge you, and help you answer questions and all the things that a great coach does in bringing somebody to their full potential. And so let's see, did you get to know enough about me? You know where I started, with my own business in New York City. And I've had years and years of experience working with individuals and groups and communities, organizations. I was a professor and created that curriculum. I've created curriculum for other things as well. At least 5 times have I created curriculum from scratch, not counting the soul-centered curriculum, and that's why I felt so comfortable when I decided I wanted to be a transformational life coach. And by the way, when I learned about transformational life coaching, I knew in a second that that's what I wanted to be, was a transformational life coach. And I knew I had to create my own curriculum, that I wasn't going to just be a coach, that I had to have other components that really help transform lives. And I wasn't finding it out there. And so I needed to create it for myself and make it available to you, so that you can find your way, get those roadblocks out of your way and move forward with passion and purpose, with enthusiasm, intention. I get excited. Every time I think about helping another person. And so I look forward to hearing from you. So make sure you sign up for a call, and we'll talk one-on-one and give some thought about where you're at and where you want to go, and why you think this program is the right program for you. And we'll talk about that when we're on the phone. Those will be my first 3 questions: is where you're at, where do you want to go, why do you think this program's right for you. We'll see if we're a good match, and we'll see what program you want to plug yourself into. So I'm excited to hear from you. So plug yourself into the schedule, and I'm going to have to go through and re-record this all over again. But for the month of June, this is my birthday month. For the month of June, all you have to do is in the, I can't remember if it's a comment section or a coupon section of the phone call registration, is put birthday special. And when I call, I'll know that you've seen this video and you know about the birthday special, and you'll get 50% off of the soul-centered program, which is a huge benefit, a huge discount, because it's already at a low price. I can't believe I'm cutting it by 50%, but I'm cutting it by 50%. Only for the month of June. And for the wraparound program, I am taking 25% off. So it's a 4-month program. You get 1 month for free, and I never do that because that's my time. And so I'm basically not paying myself for a whole month, which I never do. My time is very valuable. What I've done here and created here is very valuable, and I never do that. So this is the only time you'll get that opportunity. So don't forget, birthday special for the wraparound program and the soul-centered curriculum for transformational thinking. The Kickstart doesn't get a discount, sorry, but but it's still a great program if that's the one you want to do. And so get on and schedule a call right now so that you can take advantage of this birthday special. And I'm glad we had this opportunity to sit down and talk. And oh my goodness, I went on way too long. But hopefully you stayed till the end. So now that you know about the birthday special, you can come in and take advantage of that. All right. So bye-bye. It was great talking to you. I hope I hear from you soon. All right. Bye-bye.